Welcome to Political Watch by Smart Minds Colonnade. This edition spotlight former head of state, President, now Elvis Statesman of the Federal Republic of Ghana, Jerry John Rawlings, also known as the Revolutionary Messiah of the Gold Coast. Jerry John Rawlings, nicknamed the Revolutionary Messiah of the Gold Coast, was born in June 1947 in Accra, Ghana, to Victoria Abachu and James Ramsey John. Rawlings' family belongs to the Nzema and Yu tribes, which were subgroups of minimal importance. This lack of a prominent lineage later proved a political advantage for Rawlings, as it freed him from family and tribal pressures. Rawlings finished his secondary education in Achimota College in 1967 and joined the Ghana Air Force shortly afterwards. In March 1968, he was posted to Takoradi in Ghana's western region to continue his studies. He graduated in January 1969 and was commissioned as a pilot officer, winning the coveted Speedbird Trophy as the best cadet in flying the Su-7 ground attack supersonic jet aircraft. He earned the rank of flight lieutenant in April 1978. During his service with the Ghana Air Force, Rawlings perceived deterioration in discipline and morale due to corruption in the Supreme Military Council (SMC). As promotion brought him into contact with the privileged classes and their social values, his view of the injustices of society he hardened.
As a man of high moral values, Rawlings expressed discontent with the perverse and corrupt government of Ignatius Kutu Acheampong, who came into power after the January 1972 coup. On May 5, 1979, Rawlings, who was part of the Free Africa movement, an underground movement of military officers who wanted to unify Africa through a series of coups, staged a coup with 6 military officers against General Fred Akufo 5 weeks prior to civilian elections, which unfortunately was abortive. Rawlings was eventually arrested and publicly sentenced to death in a general court-martial and imprisoned, but his statements on the social injustices that motivated his actions won him civilian sympathy.
On 4th June 1979, Rawlings was sprung from custody by a group of soldiers, claiming that the government was corrupt beyond redemption and that new government was required for Ghana's development. He led the group in a coup to oust the Akufo government and the Supreme Military Council. Shortly after, Rawlings established and became the chairman of a 15-member Armed Forces Revolutionary Council (AFRC), primarily composed of junior officers. The AFRC arranged the execution by firing squad of 8 military officers, including generals Kote, Joy, Madume, Droga, Feli, and Utuka, as well as the 3 former heads of state, Afrifa, Acheampong, and Akufo. Rawlings later implemented a much wider house-cleaning exercise involving the killings and abduction of over 300 Ghanaians.
Shortly after the coup and clean sweep operation led by Rawlings, elections were held and power was peacefully handed over by Rawlings to President Hila Liman on 24 September 1979, whose People's National Party (PNP) had the support of Nkrumah's followers. On December 31, 1981, Rawlings, who believed the Liman regime to be unable to resolve Ghana's neo-colonial economic dependency, led a second coup against Liman and indicted the entire political class. In place of Liman's People's National Party, Rawlings established the Provisional National Defense Council (PNDC) military junta as the official government.
Rawlings established the National Commission on Democracy (NCD) shortly after the 1982 coup and employed it to survey civilian opinion and make recommendations that would facilitate the process of democratic transition. In March 1991, the NCD released a report recommending the election of an executive president, the establishment of a National Assembly, and the creation of a Prime Minister post. The PNDC used the NCD recommendations to establish a committee for the drafting of a new constitution based on past Ghanaian constitutions that lifted the ban on political parties in May 1992 after it was approved by referendum. On 3rd November 1992, Rawlings won the elections with a total of 60% of the total voter turnout against his opponent, Professor Adu Bohen, with 31%, former President Hillel Liman with 6.8%, Wabena Dako with 2.9%, and Emmanuel Eskin with 1.7%, thus obtaining the majority needed to prevent a second round of voting.
Rawlings took office on 7th January 1993, the same day the new constitution came into effect and the government became known as the Fourth Republic of Ghana. In 1996, Rawlings won the presidential elections again with 57% of the total 78% voter turnout against his opponent of the Great Alliance, an amalgamation of the New Patriotic Party (NPP) and the People's Convention Party (PCP), Kufuor obtaining 40% of the votes.
Based on his constitutional mandate, Rawlings' term of office ended in 2001 and he retired same year. John Kufuor, his main rival and opponent in 1996, succeeded Rawlings by defeating Rawlings' vice president, John Atta Mills, in 2000. In 2004, Mills conceded again to Kufuor, giving Kufuor the edge to run for another 4 years. Jerry Rawlings' exploits. Rawlings established the Economic Recovery Program (ERP) suggested by the World Bank and IMF in 1982 due to the poor state of the economy after 18 months of attempting to govern it through administrative controls and mass mobilization. The policies implemented caused a dramatic currency devaluation, the removal of price controls and social service subsidies which favored farmers over urban workers, and privatization of some state-owned enterprises and restraint on government spending. The policy was necessary for the people of Ghana, who were already asked to leave their big sister nation, Nigeria, in a historic movement dubbed Ghana Must Go. Hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians were stuck outside Ghana border, unable to return home, and characteristically, Rawlings, the Messiah, came to the rescue by opening the borders for Ghanaians to return home. Rawlings' act of humaneness caused the Togolese government to also open their borders for her people also affected by the movement. Today, the foresight of Rawlings have improved the economy of Ghana, outrageously standing taller in currency valuation than her big sister nation Nigeria, who by far surpasses Ghana in terms of natural resources and economic might.
In 1993, Rawlings used his $50,000 Hunger Project cash prize as seed money to sponsor the establishment of the state-owned university founded in May 1992, the first of its kind in the 3 northern regions of Ghana.
Rawlings have bagged multiple international and national awards for his selflessness to nation build, impeccable moral standards, and foresight. The rationale behind the clean sweep that has repositioned Ghana today.
Because she particularly accused you, she says that every now and then you're coming out talking about anti-corruption, talking about probity and accountability, but during your tenure, you superintended some activities that she felt does not make you necessarily the icon of anti-corruption, and so you should give Ghanaians a break.
I'll tell you what, NDC is at a crossroads between those with integrity and those without. Those who lack it feel threatened by those of us who have the influence of integrity, and that's what's frightening.
History would be unfair if the name Jerry John Rawlings is not engraved upon its walls as the Messiah of the Gold Coast. His inundating political feats have carved a niche for the later government of Ghana, which without option must be followed as constitutional president. Thus, Rawlings have earned a place in this program, Political Watch, by Smart Minds Colonnade.